Hey y'all, it's Stacy. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we are making fried apples. Now whether you like them served just by themselves, over some buttermilk biscuits, some pancakes, some pound cake, whatever it is, they're actually really easy to make. Let me show you. I'm gonna start by putting about 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of unsalted butter in my skillet here. Next, I've got about 4 Granny Smith apples that I've peeled, and I'm gonna slice them in about 1/4 inch slices. Now, I like to use Granny Smith apples because anytime that you cook an apple, it's gonna start to break down. And when you start with a nice firm tart apple like a Granny Smith, it's not gonna break down as much. It's gonna hold its texture a little bit. You could certainly use other apples if you'd like. It's just a matter of personal preference. But in general, when I'm baking or cooking, I use Granny Smith a lot. They're also a little more affordable than some of the other apples, if that's in consideration for you. Just gonna slice these, again, about 1/4 inch thick, and then they're gonna go right into our butter here. I've got this over medium-low heat. Go. These are gonna cook for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna add some more flavor to them. All right, so this has been cooking for about 5 minutes, and you can see that these apples are just starting to soften. It's one of those things you're gonna wanna stir pretty frequently. To this, I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar. I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon here. This is about 1/8 teaspoon of ground ginger. You could certainly use more if you want. And about 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. Same thing, you could totally use more if you really want more of that spice flavor. About 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're just gonna stir this together, reduce the heat to low, and then it's just a matter of cooking these until they're tender to your liking. Some people want them really soft, others want a little texture to them, so it's just a situation where you're just gonna cook these until they're nice and soft to however you like. As these cook, they're gonna soften, that sauce is gonna thicken. You could serve these over warm buttermilk biscuits, over pancakes, over pound cake, even over vanilla ice cream, and you saw just how easy these are. You can find this full, easy recipe that's also printable right on my website at southernbite.com. Just visit the Simply Southern TV section. Y'all enjoy.
Stacy says about the only time there's a disagreement over his fried apples is regarding the texture of the apples. Some folks want them firm and to retain their shape, while other folks want them nearly mushy, which he says is great for fried pies, by the way.
The good thing about that, it's all controlled by cooking time. If you want them firmer, don't cook them as long, but if mushy is your thing, leave them on the heat until they reach the consistency you want.
I love those things. A lot of times when I go to a restaurant that serves a meat and 3, I'll get fried apples as one of the sides and use it for dessert.
Cracker Barrel all the time.
Yes, ma'am. We hate to eat and run, but our time's up for this week. I hope you'll be back with us next time when we'll focus on some more fine food and see how the owners of a North Alabama restaurant got in the barbecue business almost by accident.
And we'll visit a talented Franklin County seamstress who helps us understand the Southern tradition of smocking. I'm Mary Wilson.
And I'm Kevin Worthington. We'll see you next week.
Simply Southern is produced by the Alabama Farmers Federation and made possible with the support of Alabama Farmers Cooperative and these sponsors.